You got a raise this year, and somehow you're still broke. Not because you're bad with money, not because you don't earn enough, but because there are systems, quietly, automatically, pulling money out of your account every single month. And most people never even see it happening. I'm going to show you exactly where it's going. And one of these leaks is so subtle that it's the reason people earning six figures still feel like they're living paycheck to paycheck. I'll get to that one in a second. My name is Alex. I talk about money, specifically how it disappears and how to stop it. Subscribe if that matters to you. Let's get into it. Here's what nobody tells you about getting a raise. Your brain immediately starts spending it. Not consciously, not with a spreadsheet, just quietly, automatically, in 100 small decisions that each feel totally reasonable. And by month 3, you're making more money and feeling exactly as tight as you did before. This is called lifestyle inflation, and it is the trap that swallows raises, bonuses, and promotions whole before you ever get a chance to feel them. But that's just the beginning, because on top of that, there are 5 other systems silently draining you, and they've gotten so good at it that most people never figure out it's happening until they're 40, wondering why they have nothing saved. Here's the first one. The leak almost nobody tracks. Not restaurants, not coffee. I mean the whole universe of small, frictionless purchases you make because they're easy. The app that delivers lunch because you couldn't figure out what to eat. The pre-cut fruit that costs 4 times more than the whole version sitting right next to it. The gas station snack. The impulse add-on at checkout that was only $4. None of these feel like money. They feel like decisions. Fast, forgettable, completely reasonable in the moment. But here's where it gets ugly. Add them up across a single month and it's almost always $300 to $500 in spending that produced zero lasting value. For a couple, double that. That's $6,000 a year, minimum, on purchases you can't even remember making. And it's not an accident. The entire convenience economy is engineered around the moments when your willpower is lowest. Tired, stressed, hungry, in a hurry, that's when the pricing spikes. These companies have spent billions figuring out exactly when you're least likely to do the math. You're not being careless, you're being targeted. But this one you can see. The next leak is the one that hides. Go open your bank statement right now. Actually look at it. I'd bet money there are at least 2 or 3 charges on there you cannot immediately explain. A $9 something, a $14 something, an annual renewal you forgot about, maybe something you signed up for during a free trial 2 years ago and never canceled. This is subscription creep, and it has gotten completely out of control. It's not just Netflix anymore. It's cloud storage you barely use. It's the premium version of a free app. It's a news site you skim 3 times a year. It's a software subscription that used to be a $2 one-time purchase. It's an enhanced membership that got checked by default during checkout. None of them cost much individually. That's the whole design. Keep the number small enough that canceling feels pointless. Make the renewal automatic so you never have to actively re-choose it. Bury the cancel button 4 menus deep. Add up 15 of these and you're looking at $150 to $200 a month, every month, automatically. That's $2,000 a year, quietly gone. And it gets worse because the next one doesn't just drain your account, it actively works against your future. Buy now, pay later has completely rewired how people think about money, and not in a good way. When a $300 purchase becomes 4 payments of $75, it doesn't feel like $300, it feels like $75. Your brain processes the small number, not the real one, and that is exactly what these services are counting on. Right now, the average person using Buy Now, Pay Later has 3 to 4 of these running at the same time, which means they're paying $200 to $300 a month towards stuff they already bought, mostly forgot about, and are still paying off. That is dead. It just comes with better branding and a friendlier app icon. But here's the part that makes this dangerous. Credit cards do the same thing, but slower and with interest. The minimum payment on a credit card is not a repayment plan. It is a calculation, deliberately designed to keep you in debt as long as mathematically possible. A $3,000 balance at minimum payments can take over a decade to clear. You can end up paying more in interest than the things you bought were even worth. And yet, this is how most people handle their cards: pay the minimum, carry the balance, feel like they're managing it. Meanwhile, the balance barely moves. Here's the thing: this isn't a discipline problem. These systems were engineered by people with PhDs in behavioral psychology, specifically to keep you paying. Understanding that doesn't fix it automatically, but it does tell you where to actually aim. Now, this next one is the one that traps high earners specifically, and it's sneaky. You get a promotion, things are going well. You move into a nicer apartment, nothing crazy, just a step up. You finally get the car you've been putting off. The dinners are a little nicer, the trips are a little further. You deserve it, right? You earned it. Here's what actually happened. Your income went up $900 a month. Your lifestyle costs went up $850. You absorbed almost the entire raise into new recurring expenses, and you feel exactly as tight as you did before. This happens to nearly everyone. Every time income goes up, spending rises to fill it. Nobody notices the pattern until they look up 10 years later and realize they've been earning good money for a decade and have almost nothing to show for it. The people who actually build wealth figured out one thing: let the income grow, keep the lifestyle flat, put the difference somewhere it works. That gap between what you earn and what you spend is the only number that actually matters. And most people close that gap the second it opens. But the sneakiest drain on that gap, it's the one coming next. Extended warranties, credit card payment protection, overlapping insurance add-ons, phone coverage plans, travel protection on a card that already includes it, purchase protection bundles that auto-renew every year. People are paying for layers of overlapping, redundant coverage on basically everything they own. Extended warranties are one of the highest margin products in retail. Why? Because most people never use them. The product either fails within the manufacturer's warranty, in which case you didn't need the extended one, or it lasts long enough that you've already paid more for the warranty than a repair would have cost. It's a low-grade fear tax. You pay it because not paying it feels slightly risky, and retailers have gotten very good at making that risk feel bigger than it is. These aren't scams exactly, they're just products designed to exploit the gap between how risk feels and how risk actually works, and they make billions doing it. Go through your accounts, find what you're paying for. Ask yourself the last time you actually used it. The answer will tell you everything. This is the one that keeps people poor while looking successful. There is an entire segment of consumer spending built around one thing: making other people believe you're doing better than you are. Luxury badges on ordinary cars, designer logos on basic clothing, watches that cost 3 months of savings, vacations posted on Instagram but financed on a credit card. And here's the brutal irony: actually wealthy people are not the ones doing this. Genuinely high net worth individuals tend to drive unremarkable cars, wear unremarkable clothes, and spend very little energy on visible status signals. They don't need to prove anything to anyone. The people spending aggressively on status are the ones who want to look wealthy but aren't actually building wealth. They're directing money away from their future to manage other people's perception of their present. And those people don't care. Not really. They're too busy managing their own perception. You can look wealthy or you can be wealthy. For most people with normal incomes, you genuinely cannot do both at the same time. Every dollar going toward the appearance of financial success is a dollar not building actual financial security. There is always a newer car, always a fancier trip, always someone else's life looking more impressive on a screen. You can chase that forever and never feel like you've caught it. So here's where we actually land. It's not about cutting lattes. It's not about suffering through a monk budget and never enjoying anything. It's about recognizing that there are systems, sophisticated, well-funded, psychologically optimized, that exist specifically to take your money before you notice it's gone. Convenience pricing, auto-renewal subscriptions, minimum payment structures, status marketing, lifestyle inflation, overlapping protection products, all of it quietly automatically running in the background of your financial life. The people who figure this out, the ones who actually audit where the money goes, those people end up okay, usually more than okay. The ones who don't, they'll earn decent money for their entire careers. They'll feel like they work hard and deserve more, and they'll wonder every few years why they can never quite get ahead. The difference isn't income, it's awareness. And the scary part, most people will watch this, nod along, agree with every word, and change absolutely nothing. Because change is hard, and these systems are designed to do nothing the easy default. Don't be one of them. Because there's something else, something even more important about how this actually gets fixed. And that's exactly what we're getting into next.